My name is Dan Goldberg. I'm a geographer at Texas A&M University, and in my spare time, I grow and sell chili peppers. The name of our farm is BubbleRock Farms. So we are called BubbleRock Farms because we have two children. One is our son, and since he was born, we called him Bubble. And then his sister's name is Roxy. So we have one Bubble and one Rock, and we needed a name. And that's what I went with. And I liked Bubble Rock better than Rock Bubble. I've always been interested in gardening. So when I was growing up, my mom did a lot of gardening, and I, for the most part, was her #1 helper. I became very good at digging holes where I was told to dig holes. Chilies in particular, I got interested in. I went to grad school in Los Angeles, and there's lots of delicious food made out of chilies. So I started making my way through the chili world, trying various hot sauces. So I began getting into the chili world by eating chili peppers. And one pandemic ago, we really turned it up a notch and started growing lots and lots and lots of different types of chilies, particularly ones that I had never seen before or tried before. So the reason I went crazy about peppers is because of the variety. There's so many different types that are unique and look cool and taste different. You can see a lot of variation in the same plant. Lots of people enjoy them, so everybody that comes over will usually try at least one new pepper that they never had before. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of different types of chilies. So we primarily focus on weird chilies. We grow things that either look really cool, taste really great, or are famous for a particular regional cuisine or a particular culture. So there's 5 main types of cultivated chilies that people eat. There's annuum, which includes things from the bell pepper and jalapeno and serrano. So those are the most common ones. The habanero family, which is the chinense family. It's the flavor of every single hot sauce you will ever eat. So if it says ghost pepper, habanero. And then there is the family that Tabasco is in, which is the frutens family. Those ones are cool because they grow upright rather than hanging down. And then the one I'm most excited about these days are the bacatums, which is anything from Peru. The most popular of those would be like the ají limo, which is a bright yellow one that's pretty popular. So some of these is the first year I'm growing them because I found a few good seed suppliers that I was able to get a whole bunch of different types of ajís from. All chilies are from Central or South America, and they made their way around the globe after the New World was discovered. So the reason that they are called peppers is because the most expensive spice in the world that Columbus got set a sail for was black pepper. So he was told by Isabella and Ferdinand, find us a better way to get black pepper. And you'll know you're there when you eat something spicy that brown people give you. So when he got to the Americas, the Caribbean, he was fed things which were spicy, which are chilies, by brown people. And he said, you are now Indians, and those are now peppers. I have a higher spice tolerance than most people, I would say, because I walk around and I eat these chilies all day long. Just because I like the flavor and I want to know what they taste like as I'm trying to explain it to people. Ooh, it's like a kind of perfumey flavor. Ooh, getting warm. Bell pepper is 0 Scoville heat units. A jalapeno is usually between like 4,000 and 6,000. A serrano is about 20,000. Cayenne is about 50,000. Here in Texas, everybody knows chili piquins. Those on the hot end can go up to about 100,000. Then a habanero is about 350,000. Ghost pepper is like 800, 900,000. And then after you get over 1 million, you get into what most people call super hots, which would be all the 7 pots. There's 1 million different types of 7 pots. And then there's also things like Carolina Reaper, which is like 2.2 or 2.4 million. I have heard the Scoville scale described as a logarithmic scale. So when you double it, it's actually going up 10 times, but I haven't yet confirmed that with my own research. But after you get past a ghost pepper, for anybody that can handle hot chilies, they're all insanely hot. For most normal humans, a cayenne is like the max limit. Everybody has cayenne powder in their cabinets or their spice racks. and you use just a tiny little bit, but the fresh cayennes are way hotter than you would think. Hottest one I've ever eaten would be Carolina Reapers, or the hottest ones that you can obtain. There is a new chili pepper out by the same breeder called Pepper X. So Carolina Reaper and Pepper X were created by Smokin' Ed Curry of Puckerbutt Farms in South Carolina. So you can't buy the Pepper X plants or seeds presently, but you can get Carolina Reapers everywhere, which are so hot. Many people, I have witnessed them throw up from eating them because they don't realize just how terrible it's gonna be. Especially on an empty stomach, it really messes you up. Water is okay to drink after. It is not very much pain relief. It actually spreads it around. Like alcohol, like having a beer afterwards, is actually a terrible thing to do because it dilutes it and gets it everywhere. Drinking milk is the reason that most people throw up, because on a normal day, most people don't pound that many glasses of milk, and your stomach is not prepared for that much dairy. The number one chili remedy that I have run into so far is key lime pie, because it has citric acid, which counteracts the capsaicin, and it also has dairy, which provides immediate pain relief, and it has like peanut buttery stick around in your mouthness so it doesn't immediately dissipate. So I've tested this many times with many people, and key lime pie doesn't solve it perfectly, but it's the best thing that I've ever heard to solve it. So another cool fact is that only mammals can taste capsaicin, which is the spiciness in chilies. Many people think one of the reasons that chilies are hot is because we have teeth, and when we chew the fruits, we chomp up the seeds and ruin them so they can't be planted. But birds can't taste capsaicin because they also don't have teeth. So when a bird comes through and eats the chili, and it goes through its body and comes out with a nice little wrapper of bird poop fertilizer right around it. So it's perfect for distributing the species. So to start growing chilies, you need a plant. So you can either buy seeds, which are really cheap for the most part, and you can grow them from seed yourself, or you can buy what we sell, which are these plants that we started from seeds. You need a plant and you need a container. And if you want to have a pretty good sized plant, I would say a 3-gallon container or more. So like these big guys behind me here are 3 gallons. These little guys are 1 gallon. So you can grow in a 1-gallon container. You see they're growing fine, but they're gonna be a small plant. You would need to know how to water it, and you would need to know how to feed it, and possibly how to protect it from the sun. This little structure that's going on here has gone through a bunch of revisions and little mini construction projects to hold all these plants. I got to use all of my Boy Scout training. So everything is lashed together with wraps and fraps. Put all this scaffolding up on top of the cinder block monstrosity holding up the pallets, holding up the plants. So this allows us to have shade cloth over everything, because chilies are actually understory plants, which means they usually grow beneath things that are growing above them. So if you leave them in the full sun all day long, particularly the afternoon sun, they get nuked. They get very unhappy with our like super hot, blasting 100-degree plus sun. So on a daily basis, what I have to do is I gotta eyeball everything, which is fun to walk around and look at them all. I heard that the best fertilizer is a gardener's shadow. The more that you come and just be in the garden and look at things, the better off your plants are gonna be, because you can notice weird stuff that's happening, or bugs, or things that aren't getting enough water or too much water. Another thing that I do every day is pick the chilies, because the more you pick, the more will grow. And then the other thing I should be doing every day is potting up, so putting things from smaller pots into larger pots, because the bigger the pot, the bigger the plant. This is the least favorite part of the job, I would say. It's a lot to go through, and you gotta mix all the soil, because I make all my own soil and everything. So we use a 1/3 peat moss, 1/3 compost, and 1/3 perlite. And we mix that together as the fresh soil, and we don't throw any soil away, so we take like half of that and half of the old soil and mix them together. I get to do all my cool chili experiments right in my backyard. You got lights over the top so you can come out at night, and it's just awesome walking around, looking at plants all day, having strangers over to try chilies. It's fun. There was one other thing I wanted to mention. Chicken distracted me.